Hey everybody, welcome to the recording of Heidi's Executive District Training. Thanks so much for plugging in. So Jackie's just asked us a great question. She's just after some product presentation tips and tricks on how to keep parties and how to get party bookings and how to get dates. Is that right, hun? I'm covering everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all awesome questions, and I think everyone in the business goes through that, at some point. It's probably is the most frustrating thing about this business, and like I said, I've been there, so I feel the frustration in that. The best way I find to get a date out of people, because you find you have people that say, yeah, I'd love to have a party, I'll let you know when, and this goes on for 6 months before you get close to a date. So I always say, I always say, that's so awesome. I'm so excited because, if it was right now that someone said that to you, I'd say that's so exciting because next month I'm going for this massive elevation, because you kind of need to give them more than 4 days notice, right? So you're probably not going to get a party out of them this month. But, I would say next month I'm going for a really big elevation, and it would help me so much if you did it next month. And just say, I've got, these 2 dates free. I can do Friday night the 12th or Sunday night or Sunday the 30th anytime during the day, or do any of them days work for you? That's when people feel that crunch, they look at their calendar and they pick one. It just works. That's amazing. They'll look at it and go, oh, and if neither of them work, they go, I can't do any of them dates. I've got, football or this or whatever. Just say, okay, that's fine. No worries. Let me have another look at my calendar and see if I can pluck out another one, and then send another one. Does this date work for you? I can do this one. And keep offering them a date until they say, yes, I can do that date. It works. Trust me, it works. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, they'll just pick one of the first two. They know when you do that they've got to get this done for you. You really need it, and that you're not going anywhere until they do it. You know what I mean? So they just do it. They just pick a date. And the best way to get them to keep that date is to shower them in gratitude. Take over a pamper basket for them. It's all the little things in this business that are so easy. They're so easy to do, but they're so easy not to do. We just, I won't worry about the pamper basket today, I won't worry about it today, I won't worry about it. But over the course, it makes a massive difference. If you take a pamper basket to someone, get a little card and write on it, just a piece of blank card, and just write, to Jackie, thank you so much for booking a pamper session with me. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to show you and your girlfriend some of these beautiful products. It'll be a really fun hour. I love writing an hour on things. When you ask someone to book a pamper session, tell them it's going to go for an hour, okay? Because it can go for an hour. It might go over, but in general, you can keep, if someone's only got an hour, they can come and have a facial and experience the products and go in an hour. People think sometimes, oh, that's going to go all day, or it's going to take up half my day or whatever. And if they get there and they're loving it and they're enjoying it, they want to hang around longer, cool. But to know that you only expect an hour of their time makes a big difference as well. So that's a really good thing. And so write that in the message to them. If you could get a few girls over for a pamper session for an hour, I'd really appreciate it. When you're asking someone to do a party too, it's so important to make it sound so simple. I love the analogy. I might have said this to you already. I've said it so many times, I don't know who I've said it to and who I haven't, but I love the analogy that if someone's sitting on your chair at a restaurant or something, can you go, excuse me, can you just hop off my chair? You say it in a way that you just expect them to get off their chair, right? You don't expect them to say, oh, can you just wait till I finish my meal, or not right now, it's totally inconvenient, it's really comfortable. You don't say it in a way of it's a really big thing for them to get off. You say it in a polite way of just get off my chair. So it's the same sort of concept when you're asking someone to have a party. Oh, hey, when you write a message to someone to have a party, it should be 2 sentences, 3 sentences max. You don't need to go into selling the product and all of that in that, because then they're thinking, oh, great, she's expecting all these sales, and you know what I mean? Be super duper to the point. So I always say, hey, Jackie, how you going? As you know, I've moved down here to Brisbane. I'm really trying to grow my album business, and I was hoping that maybe you might book a pamper session for me with a couple of your girlfriends. They only go for an hour. They're a lot of fun, and I would really appreciate it. No pressure, though. I just thought there was no harm in asking. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks. Done.
Awesome.
Yeah, you don't need to even say pure, safe and beneficial or vegan or anti-aging or the number one. Just leave it. Just boom, baby. Make it about your business. I would really appreciate your support because people are busy today and they might not have time to get together to look at skincare, but they'll make time to get together to support your business if it seems important to you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, shower them with gratitude. Then when they do book in the presentation, take over a pamper basket with a card. Thank you so much for booking. I appreciate it so much. I cannot wait to come and show your girlfriend some of these beautiful products. It'll be a lot of fun. And then a couple of days before their message, just text it, go and pick up the basket. A couple of days before, I'm so excited for the party. You know, like just keep connecting with them. And then at the party, you can say, what was your favourite thing in the pamper basket? And you'll be surprised because they go, oh, I loved that body wash. It was beautiful, that body wash. Or, you know, I really actually loved the toothpaste. You know, I felt really gritty, but my teeth felt like I've just been at the dentist. I've heard all these different things. And guess what? Whatever they love, everyone at the party will buy. They're like another consultant working with you. It's really awesome. So they are very, very beneficial to do that as well. So, yeah, does that help a bit, Han, with them questions? They're good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just how long before the party should you give the pamper basket? Because I've got one booked in for, I think, the 9th of September. So when should I give her a pamper basket?
Probably, it depends if you're going to leave the pamper basket with her and pick it up at the party, or if you're going to go. I would be tempted to take it to her now and then go and pick it up a couple of days before the party, because it's going to give you 2 exposures then, another 2 chances to talk with her. Yeah, so I would do that. It depends how fast you get your party booking. I generally like to leave it with them for like 3-4 days, the basket. So yeah, if you're getting close to the party, it might be easier to just drop it 4 days before the party and then pick it up at the party. And then people at the party can see the basket that you gave them as well, which could be a nice little touch too, that you drop pamper baskets. And there's so many. You really need to be creative and think of different things and stuff, because people are so used to the typical Tupperware party thing, and they want to know what you're going to do that's different, that's why they would want to have it, you know. So but I find really painting the picture about it being for your business really key to that.
Okay.
Cool. I love getting questions.
Thank you. Very helpful. Thank you.
No worries. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I got a question, Dan.
Yes.
You know how you said you booked your party for an hour? Mine tend to go for 2.5 hours. So that's 2 to 2.5 hours. How do you keep yours at 1 hour?
Oh, I totally don't.
All right.
But what I mean when I say it'll be a fun hour is I just want to get the message across that I don't expect more of their time than an hour. So if people drop in and they say I've only got an hour, you know, that's all I asked of them. So that's okay. And I just get on with the presentation. If they have to leave, that's fine. But like I'm going to be there longer than an hour, but I don't make them feel like I need to be. Like, you know, you can do it in an hour. Does that make sense? Hang on. Sorry. Guys, hop out, please. Mummy's doing a training. Quick.
Mommy,
We're going to the park after the training. Hop out or we won't go to the park at all. Oh, hang on, guys. I'm so sorry.
Jojo's trying to connect, but she's can't get in just yet, so she'll probably be jumping on shortly.
I'm so sorry. I have no idea where my husband is. I'm like, Jared! No answer. Yeah. What was sorry, honey. I can't remember your question. I'm keeping it to an hour. That's right. Yeah. My message in that is that, I only expect an hour of their time, even though they can go for more than an hour. Yeah, it's very, very rare that they keep to an hour, unless even one-on-ones go for more than an hour. But, you know, yeah. So, any more questions? Nah, feeling good?
No, we're just setting up for a party, so we are
No, you're right. That's all good. No worries. I'll go over a couple of my little tips here for you guys then, and then I better take my children to the park before they blank out at me. I wanted to reflect on a couple of speakers at AAC and just a couple of key things that they said that I've really brought back with me and implemented into my business and noticed the change and noticed it makes me feel so much better as well. One lady, her name's Amanda Wilderbanks, and she's actually our upline. So she's like Cassandra House's uplines, you know, and beautiful, amazing woman. And she had this amazing analogy, and she said, think of your business like a garden. There's 5 important parts. And the first part is that it has to grow. Okay, and that's the time that takes the longest, right? From when you plant the seed to when it grows. So this is like your personal development, you know, your reading. 99% of this business is such a mindset. So you need to, I really encourage you to have a massive vision with this. And see, this comes easy to me because I'm such a dreamer. Whenever I'm in the car on my own for a minute or got a bit of time to myself, I'm playing inspirational music and my vision is like gone. It's like I'm just in a world of my own of everything I want to create. But I also see in that what I need to do to create that, you know. So I see myself in activity. I see my calendar in my mind just full. And little piece, you know, things all booked in everywhere. And I see myself at my presentations and I see myself running Discover Arbonnes, which is another thing I really wanted to touch on with you guys as well. So don't let me forget about that part. But yeah, you've got to grow your business. And that's the toughest part, you know, because you need the right soil, which is you, right? You need your right, your personal development to build yourself up so that you can hold your garden. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And then your garden's going to start to thrive. So it's going to start to sprout, then it's going to start to develop, then it's going to increase and multiply, and then it's going to prosper. And it's just so, so true, but it all starts, and the most important part is in the beginning where you grow it. And she said, you know, the 4 things we do on this business can be simple. It's not easy and it's time consuming, but it can be quite simple. She said, remember the 4 S's. We schedule, sponsor, sell, and serve. And that's so true. That's keep it back to basics. Keep it around the power of 10. I was having a chat with Kelly today and she said one thing she's been training out at the moment is teaching people to find their power of 10 rhythm. So find what suits you. If you look at the power of 10 and think, I cannot fit this in my week with my children and this and that, and I can't find the people and blah, 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 totally fine. Okay, maybe you need to do the power of 10 in a month. You know, try to stretch out. Can you book 2 parties, a tote drop a week, and go to 1 DA in a month? Totally, right? Like, okay, so maybe, well, let's start there and start implementing that into your business. Do what's comfortable and what's working for you. I mean, you've got to push yourself sometimes to get to goals. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And there's times that are going to be challenging and you need to push past that, and you'll really prosper from that and you'll feel so proud of yourself for that, which is one of the biggest things I love about this business. But it's so important that you find your rhythm, and remember this business is designed to go around your lifestyle and what you're doing. That's right. So Discover Arbonnes, the power of 1. I just wanted to quickly touch on this power. Generally, 9 times out of 10, wherever you're living, there is a power of Discover Arbonne happening in your area. It is so important that you go to this or that you host one. This is like probably the most QV producing out of all the powers. Okay, it's the hardest one to do, and it's the most outside of our comfort zone one to do, and it's the first one we'll push to the side. We'll do 100 tote drops over that one power Discover Arbonne. You know, I remember it took me about 6 months in my business before I hopped up and ran my own Discover Arbonne, because I was up in Mackay, and at that point I was the only one up there and there was no Discover Arbonnes happening. So I started doing them in my home and they grew from that. So if that's the case of where you are, I cannot encourage you enough to grab that and just run with it. Just say, right, we're going to have a DA in our house. So we're going to have a DA at the town hall. We're going to have a DA here, or at my friend's house. She's got a big, beautiful house and she'll let us have one there. And it's such a great way to, you know, invite your friends over and say, I'm running my first DA at my house. I was wondering if you'd come and let me practice on you before the real one. You know, like practice on your friends, and it's just more people that are going to hear the opportunity as well. So the Discover Arbons are so powerful. I remember one Discover Arbon that we did at Nicole's house. My house got too small, so we moved to Nicole's house. And I remember that one night generated 16,000 QV in one night of people sitting around the table signing up. That's the power of a Discover Arbon. They are super duper in the business. So, you know, and don't get me wrong, there's going to be days where people don't come. We did a Discover Arbon in Toowoomba the other night. No prospects came. There was about 10 or so consultants. We all sat around a table and did some training instead. There was heaps of them nights in Mackay as well. And then the next night there's like 10 prospects and they all sit around the table and sign up together on premium packs. There's 20,000 QV. See how fast that could, what that can generate. They are so powerful. They really are. They're the most amazing nights. And they're, you know, to just ask someone to be my date and come along and to get that happening in your area. Creating that in Mackay is what plunged me to region because there was none there. So if you're in an area where there's none, be super excited about that and start them up, you know. And if you're in an area where there is some, be super excited about that too, because that takes the pressure off you and all you have to do is ask someone to be your date and come along and check it out, which is so cool. And everyone doing Discover Arbons are rocking them. We have the most amazing presenters. Our Discover Arbons are so cool. And even if you don't have someone to go with you, just go along to hear it. We've just implemented, us vice presidents were chatting the other day and implemented that after we do a DA, we're going to run a half an hour training as well. So, you know, wherever they are in your area, go along to that. You're going to hear the Discover Arbon presented, and then you're going to hear a training, which is so cool. So it will be really awesome and definitely well worth your time. So, but that's such a big part of the powers of the power of 10, and to fit at least one in a month is kind of crucial in your business if you want to elevate, and it's so duplicatable. So you doing that, the person who comes to that, guess what they're going to do? They're going to ask someone to come to that, and then that person's going to ask someone to come to that, and it just creates this chain. You know, if you're not going and not asking anyone to go, that's one massive QV producing chunk that you're leaving out of your business. Do you know what I mean? And it actually is the easiest one. It really is. Andy Margaret.
Can I ask a question, Danny? Can I ask a question? I've been sending out the Discover Arbon link thing a lot, like the email that Cassandra House things. Yeah, I've been sending like 3 of those out every couple of days, sort of thing, to different people. So the question I've got for that is, like if I'm doing it that often, but I'm not really, because in my house at the moment, we have a table that's like 3 chairs. So I'm just like, I don't really have much space in our house, but we could probably go out to somewhere else, you know what I mean? Because I know there's one held once a month at Mercedes here in Mackay. So yeah, on Tuesdays or something, I think it is.
I think Tuesday of the month.
So yeah, so like, because I'm doing that a lot, is that classed as the same thing, or is that classed as business appointments in your power of 10?
Business appointment. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Danny. I'll just mute myself.
It's business appointments. Yeah, a Discover Arbon is getting someone into the room and, you know, feeling and being in the room with everybody on the same mission sort of thing. Like, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me okay? I can't hear you.
You're very quiet.
Oh, really? Sorry. Hang on.
Mommy, we're supposed to go.
Go, but we won't be going at all. Where's I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when we rely on husbands to take care of them. I have a quick training. Can you just watch them? Oh yeah, where's that? I don't know. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so yeah, no, that's you need to try to implement your Discover Arbons into your business big time. Even if you know a friend hides that might let you use their house. You know, you might be surprised if you say to them, you know, I'm coming up to something really big in my business and I would appreciate it so much if I could use your laundry one night because mine's just not big enough, just to put a couple of people in to present to and just see what they say. You know, like you never know. And start with the Mercedes-Benz dealership, you know, like just head there and find your roots and what's comfortable and Yeah, that's it. And even if no one says they're going to come, don't cancel. Still do it, you know, and still, especially if you've got team members coming, when you get together, just train out how to present. There were so many nights. I think you'd remember nights at my house when no one came. I remember setting up the most beautiful display, and this was before Heidi had joined the business, actually. And before Nicole and everyone, I spent all day setting up my house and no one come. I even cried to my husband. I'm like, this is so hard. And he's like, just keep at it. Try again next week. This is another quick little tip. Always end an exposure with another exposure. So if you message someone to come along to the Discover Arbonne and they say, oh, I just can't tonight, I've got this on or I've got that on or whatever, I always message back. It's like a reflex. No worries at all, hon, totally understand. Would you like me to let you know when the next one's on? Just so that you know you're not annoying them then. Like, you know, if they say yes, you don't feel like you're annoying them when you're letting them know the next one's on. If they say no, well, you know, don't waste your time there. They're going to keep saying no to you and it's going to be deflating. So let them go find others, you know. Yeah. But, oh, well, that's awesome. Okay, well, that's been 20, and I promised my kids and my husband we will go to the park for a sausage sizzle. So they're all dressed outside, and, yeah, my daughter's getting a little bit frustrated.
That's fine. I was just going to say, Danny, that at the beginning when I was going for DM, I pretty much went to every single Discover Arbonne every single week, like for like 4 or 5 months straight or something, until I got to DM. And then when we at our old house that I bought, we were holding little ones underneath my home off and on. But now that we bought this place 3 months ago, we haven't really held one. But I've been sending the business appointments out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've been trying to go to the Mercedes one once every now and again.
Yeah.
But that's what I was wondering, if it's the same. Would you class as the same? But if they're different, then I've got to pull my finger out and start doing it.
I haven't had one at this house either because I just don't like the house. And I'm like, oh, but we move into our new house in a couple of weeks. But, you know, having them at your house is awesome. They make people feel so comfortable. They're so real. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and say silly things, you know, because I can guarantee you just make people feel more comfortable. You seem even more approachable and more like a real person. So, you know, just keep it super real. You don't need a big fancy hotel that costs a fortune. You need to paint the picture. That's all you need. You can have the most expensive hotel in the world and stand up there and talk like a robot. No one's going to join you. You can have a dodgy little lounge room with a TV and a big vision and an exciting voice, and people will leave there and they will not forget you. They'll be like, oh, wonder if she's onto something, that lady. She was, you know, they'll think about you. They might not join that night, but you'll leave an imprint on them. And that's, you know, no one joins anyone in Arbonne who didn't have that exciting edge. We put so much pressure in this business on being perfect and having the perfect tote drop and having the perfect DA and having the perfect venue and the perfect knowledge. Have I listened to everything before I can do this? And just take it back to when you joined and what it was that made you join. Because I bet you anything it was that person's excitement that made you join, you know, and their passion and their enthusiasm. You joined, think about what you knew when you joined, because that's all that you need to know to get someone else to join you. Does that make sense? That's it. And it's so true. Just be excited, be passionate. That belief in you has a sound, and the best way to get that, we have so many tools today to help build that belief. Like when I was first in this business, we didn't have any of the training tools that we had today. So I remember just Googling Debbie Neal and Googling as soon as I'd hear a name on our Learn and Burns on the source. As soon as I'd hear a name in there, I'd go Google them and find them somewhere and listen to their trainings. And it was such independent learning at that point because we didn't really have a great idea of what was going on and we weren't being led in the best way at that point. You know, Cass was an area, we were being led by someone else. So it was a bit confusing. Whereas now, iDesign has like your one-stop shop. Go to the tile that has the heading that excites you the most. If you see the tile Maui and that's like, oh, that's exciting, or Fiji or New Zealand, watch us over there and what we have to say. And, you know, they're like exciting motivational tiles. If you're struggling in your power of one, having a DA, watch the DA tile. You really want to get to district, watch the getting to district tile. You know, like you don't have to start at tile 1 and work your way through. I know that's probably the most ideal way to do it. But if you're anything like me, there's only so much productivity I can watch before I need some inspiration. kind of goes hand in hand. Like maybe one productivity, and then I'll go find an inspirational one, something I'm drawn to, and then that'll inspire me to go and watch another productivity one, and then keep like filtering through. But I'm so all over with it, but I love it. Everything in there is so awesome. The pictures, the information, the graphics, I felt like someone pour kerosene on the fire in my belly after being on that eye design. I was like, oh, what can I do? Where can I go? I got to do something with this energy. And that's when people see you, when they see that in you, everyone wants a piece of that. It's the most important part of the business. So, all right, I have to love yous and leave you.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny.
No,
Thanks,
so much for plugging in. It was so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely weekend, guys. And this week at Months with a Bang, Stacey's going nation. How exciting is that?
That's cool.
Exciting. Oh, smile.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
I will. Nice to see you. Bye, Joe. Bye,
Have a
Liz.
good one.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.